Now I received this little present. That was nice, isn't it? And a note on the top. And the note does say, to help in the transfer window, Big Daddy Thanos. So a present from the Big Purple Man himself to help me in the transfer window. Who knows? It could be a lot of money, viewers. It could be help with the transfer budget itself. Let's find out what's inside this lovely little... Is that a piss take? Is he... It's a stress ball, viewers. It's a stress ball. Quite fitting, really. We've had a very difficult transfer window this summer. Even though we've gone up a division, of course, you only seen we were given £12 million by the Feyenoord board. And, well, we have done some ins, we have done some outs, and we are still trying to clench on to our best players. Even though the transfer window hasn't stopped for the first game of the season, we will show you the first game of the season, but we are still trying to clench on to the players. Let's find out what's happened. Yes, viewers, welcome to first episode of Season 3. A cracking jumping on point if you have just stopped by, but a very exciting time if you're along for the journey. Last season, of course, we managed to get promoted through the automatic promotion proceedings. We didn't win the title, unfortunately, just off the pace from the leaders, Rennes. We will face them again this season, so hopefully we can get our revenge this time round. And, well, we've done a lot of business in the transfer window. Let's head to see who has gone out first. Nikolai Jørgensen is no longer with us. Of course, a hero of the first season. He was 30 years old now. The Danish 6'3" guy. He started to decline slightly because we didn't play him as much. He's gone to Tigres for $5 million. I'm quite happy with managing to bring in that much money. Remember, the first season that we had him, 40 goals. 40 goals, I wish. 21 goals in 40 games with 10 assists, 5 player of the matches. He was easily the best player of the season, in my opinion, anyway. But last season, of course, Morelos came in, 5 goals, 3 assists. Still a respectable amount because 13 of his appearances was off the bench out of the 20. But he was just declining in age. Then we have Orkun Kirku, who is on the outs. He moved to Sporting Lisbon. We had a few teams who were in for him, and he wanted to leave, and to be honest, I was happy to let him go. He was okay. He just never... his attributes look exactly the same as what they were when he was 18. I just don't feel like he's really improved that much. He only scored 1 goal last season, which was actually quite an important one, if I remember rightly, with 2 assists. And he never really performed that well, 6.8. And I really feel like if we want to improve now, we need to have better players. And funnily enough, he's actually playing in our division now. So Sporting are now in our division, and he will be playing against us this season. So hopefully that doesn't come back to bite us. I'm sure it will. Finally though, viewers, I teased this one. I sort of teased it. I mentioned that I'd want to do it. And it happened. The biggest out of the season so far, anyway. Let's hope it is the only biggest out of the season, because I'd like to keep the rest of the squad. Steven Bergis has left the club. 29 now, so I think it's got quite a good bit of business. He's moved to Sampdoria, who, are they in our league too? No, they're in the league above, or the league above that. I can't remember how this goes. 12 million we managed to pick up for him. Not a lot of money. What I have realised, and what some people have told me who are a bit further ahead of me, using the word Super League, which, by the way, if you want to play it yourself, you can download the database in my Discord, link to the Discord down in the description. Or if you want the exact same save game file, the Patreon, $4 a month, just $4, and you can get the exact same save game file after pretty much every episode. I post a link to that episode, well, the save game after that episode. Anyway, back to what I'm saying. What I have noticed and what some people have told me is that this database, the money you can't necessarily get for the players. People will lowball you. A lot of the teams around you don't have a lot of money until you get to the top 2 divisions. So I've noticed Mo Salah go for about 130 million. I've noticed quite a few players go to the top division clubs for upwards of 80 mil plus. Players that you'd never really expect to. So it's Although we did fix the balance of the finances, it's actually quite a realistic thing if you think about it. If you're 6 divisions down, you're not going to be spending 100 million on a player. It's just not viable. So I think with the balance that we've managed to do, we are 4 divisions down now, and we're selling players for roughly 12 million who are 29, not exactly the best player, and we're having bids of certain players for 30 million. I actually think it's better that way. It's more difficult. You can't just buy your way up the leagues, which might be difficult for me to actually get up there. But I think with the ins, we're looking alright. So first and foremost, we'll go for a couple of the ins that you've already know about. Hans Salin, also known as Rodrigo Aguero, picked up by Patreon member Peter Salin, of course, if you're a member of the Youth to Gold family. That's what I like to call us now, after our dramatic finale the other night. Hans Salin is Peter's son. He is renaming this player. He has claimed him because Peter is a $50 Patreon member. So thank you very much, Peter. And Hans Salin is the man we picked up on a free from Huracan. He has finally arrived, 18. And what a player this man is. And to be quite honest, I'm just going to chuck him straight in the first team. We've lost Kirku. Tornstra, he's gone as well. We don't have a lot of money to bring in anyone better. Why not just put our faith in this man? He has 5-star potential. He looks an insane player already. I want to play him, and I want to play him immediately. Blood him into this team very early on. He has everything to be a world-class player. Let's hope he lives up to that. We then also had Kane Richie Hosler from Rangers on a free transfer. Picked him up. I think this is a good signing for a free transfer because he might never play for us, although he does have great potential to play for us. He's just 18. We're going to try and loan him out and find him a club who will give him first-team football. That's the idea for this man because he won't necessarily play straight away. But who knows what this man can do in the future. If not, we'll sell him and make a profit. That's good. We also had Eric Riera, who might actually now be a starting player as well, that Steven Burgess has left. So him and Sinistera are going to fight for that right-hand position, as well as Arzakan, who's going to be a backup in that right-hand position. Because this man, actually, is very bloody good. I mean, he's Spanish. I'm sure he was Colombian when I signed him. I'm sure he was. He is Colombian, so he's got dual nationality, which is good. I like that. I like that he has dual nationality. Not that it really matters on this save at all. But he has very good physicals. Determination's good. His mental attributes are slightly lapsed, and that's the only thing that lets him down. Decision-making of 8, composure of 10. Worrying to begin with, but he is only 18. And what I'm planning on doing is I have changed the tactics slightly. I've made another tactic that I'm training, and so far I quite like it. It's a little different, but it's also very similar to the previous tactic we had. And I want to get your thoughts down in the comments as well, what you think about it. But it incorporates this man, and it incorporates our attacking force. And I'll discuss that a little bit later on when we actually have a look at the tactic itself. But this man, very good. We picked him up from Colombia, 24k. 24k, what a player he is already. This man probably never make it into the first team, but he had 5-star potential, and he's from Afghanistan. So I signed him. Red Bull Salzburg, we paid 160k. It's a silly signing, but when are you ever going to see a 5-star Afghanistani player? He looks awful, by the way. We also had this man come in, Mitchell Lazchak. That's going to be difficult to say. He is German. He has 19 determination, 16 passing. He's just 16 years old. Some great physical stats as well. We picked him up from VfL Onzerbroek. Probably not how you say that, 300k. We picked him up last season when he was 15, so he's only just arrived because he's just turned 16, because he's not in the Super League. So that's probably the reason why we managed to get him so cheap, and the reason why it took a long time to come to us. Probably won't play for a while. He's already sat in the reserves because I don't need to bring him into the first team for anything like mentoring groups. He has 19 determination. He's got a temperamental personality, which is quite disappointing, actually. I'm actually surprised at that. But I think he actually looks rather good. So I'm not needing to give him extra training for the time being. He just needs to grow in the reserves. But now we're talking first team players. And of course we had Karsdorp for the last 2 seasons at right back. We also had Gertruda. And we've brought in this man as a first team right back. His name is Kelvin. He is a right back, 20 years old. He's 6 foot, which I like, and he is so well-rounded, which I also really like too. We picked him up from Atletico Paranaense, and I did mention Guga, who might have played for Mineiro. I think it was Mineiro, who we played against for a couple of seasons now. And I was on the hunt for him. Simon Asta, I almost purchased from Augsburg. And Kylian Sardella, I think that's how you say it. Sardelli, maybe, from Anderlecht, who they wouldn't accept anything less than 36 mil. So we couldn't go for those players. So I had to sort of search the globe for a player who would fit the role that I'm looking for. A complete wing-back who is just as deadly going forward as he is defending. And I think this man fits the bill. He has very good physicals. He's only 20, remember, so 3-star current ability, 4.5-star potential. His mental attributes are rather well-rounded too, and his technicals, he's good at crossing, good at dribbling, great fast touch. He can pass a ball, and also his defending's very good too. So his marking of 12, tackling of 12, that will do for me. I'm happy with that. Good stamina, so he can work his way up and down the pitch as well, and very good work rate. I like the look of Kelvin, and I'm hoping that in a couple of years' time, he will be one of the best right-backs that we could possibly have gone for. To back him up, though, we had Gertruda. But I've also brought in Colin Dagba because he was so cheap. So we've managed to pick this man up on loan from PSG. And I think as backups go, he's one of the best that we're possibly going to get. He can also play on the left-hand side too. Not too detrimental. He has a very strong right foot and a reasonable left foot. So he can play both, and I'm happy with that. Very good physicals. His technicals and mentals will do, especially for a backup. So I'm really excited to bring this man in as well. But there we have it then. A few outs that we might take note of. Justin Bilo also left for 4.9 million. Somerville left for 2 million. Louis Montanu has gone out on loan again, and he just gets better and better. So he's only 19. We don't want to keep him here and not play him. I want to give him some first-team football, and we're getting a good deal out of Numancia there. So he'll end up paying his actual transfer fee for us. And we've let out a few of the youngsters on loan, including Ronaldinho. So Ronaldinho's gone out on loan to Rio Ave for first-team football. Important that happens. And Nicholas Fisher is another one who I was excited to get out on loan from Liechtenstein. First-team football to Sheffield Wednesday, sorry. So some good players going out on loan, gaining themselves first-team football. Mangiantini as well, going to Romania's. I think they are playing in this league, but based in Romania, he will get first-team football at just 18. That's important to me that we do that because we have so many good youngsters now that we need to bled them in and give them all as much game time as physically possible. And I will be looking to get more players out on loan. Now, the tactic, and let's have a look at it. So, now this is the tactic we are looking at for today's game. And I know what you're thinking, Luke. Why have you gone like a weird isometric thing? Why don't you just put this player up here or bring this player down here? And I understand your reasoning completely for why you would say that. However, when I'm thinking back to last season, especially when you guys were watching live on stream, you picked it up as well. Morelos up top became very isolated, and I did question sometimes his performance. And, you know, his rating was dreadful. And then I got thinking, well, if he's up there by himself and we're not getting the ball to him and we haven't got anyone around him, then maybe that is the reason. However, I don't want to play two up top just yet because we don't necessarily have two very good strikers and I don't know what position to take out of this. So I thought about the inside attack, inside forward on attack, and the description of this, he cuts inside from the flanks, runs directly to the centre, sits quite narrow as well, and the movement up space, overlapping fullbacks will allow that. So it's going to cause a lot of trouble, and with the attack duty, the inside forward will run directly at the defence with the options of shooting, passing or crossing as he moves into the final third. So what I like about that position is he is going to provide some sort of support for Morelos. He also is going to be a provider of support as well as that attacking playmaker. But I don't want to do that on both sides because Baeza was our best player last season and he did really well in this role. So why change it? And just for the sake of the formation looking pretty, I've seen a lot of isometric tactics working really well lately through tactic testers on FM Scout. So I don't really want to change it. we're going to have this formation and we're going to try it out. Of course, this is the original, yes. It's not a lot different. It's not a lot different. We're going to change these roles slightly so the Metzala plays here, and I've done a couple of like personal things to the positions or cuts inside there. I do actually want to sit narrower as well. I don't know why that isn't selected. I'm sure I selected that. Never mind, that might be just the player itself. Maybe I have to go through this and do it separately. But maybe that's what I want to do. I want to get this player here as close to Morelos as possible without having to actually put them up front. And I think this is the best way to do that and still having a winger. And Riera and Sinisterra can both play that role really well. So we have a rather big squad, but we do have some players who are still wanted, and this man, unfortunately Jerry, is wanted by a lot of players, a lot of clubs indeed. So many offers are coming in for around about 30 million, and he was kicking up a fuss, and I said to him I will only accept it if they get to 35. He agreed with that, and then they started coming in at 32, and I was like, I don't want to lose him because we can't replace him. We can't get anyone in for as good as him for that price. So I've tried doing what I used to do quite often and what used to work, putting his asking price down to 1k, and I don't want to transfer. Oh yeah, he requested a transfer as well, so I haven't actually done that myself. He's requested the transfer, but I set it to 1k and I've rejected all offers. So he's fine with me rejecting offers that come in for 1k because we've already agreed 35 mil and he is gone. That's my hope, that it all sort of blows over. End of the transfer window happens and Jerry's still our player, because we haven't, like Leo Leos isn't ready. Like we haven't got anyone who's ready yet, and I don't want to put in the youngsters and then cost our season when Jerry is just far and wide the best defender we have on this team. So that's the situation there. Right, without further ado then, let's have a look at the season preview. These are the teams we have pulled in the first rounds of the Cups. But the season preview stands like wow. Whoa, no pressure. No pressure whatsoever, but we are predicted to finish top. And I didn't expect that whatsoever. PSV down there in 13th. Today we have Newcastle, who are currently sat in 12th place. They haven't necessarily changed their team for the better by the looks of it. They have some new players that I don't recognise. So we will see that when we get round to it, but I am shocked with that. Us and Rennes and Augsburg once again. So the three teams he went up there again. Mental stuff. Here is a quick glimpse at all of the players who have gone to different clubs at the start of the season. Mo Salah to PSG, 144 million. Dele Alli to Man United, 86 million. Paul Pogba for 81 million. Jadon Sancho to Real Madrid, 78. Some wild transfers. But without further ado, we have a couple of injuries. So the team is going to look like this. Yes, so we do have a few different fitness worries. So Van Bournemouth keeps his position in the net. Iter, Armini, Jerry and Kelvin making his debut. Lokonga sits alongside Salin making his debut as well. Baeza, Uwatara, Riera in that inside forward position with Morelos up top. So the away game, St James's Park is our venue for the first game, viewers. And well, as you can see, their team there looks quite familiar. Jacob Murphy, Altamari, I don't really recognise. Pedro Mendes being another one. Nicola Muru, nope. And Tajero, nope. Never seen before in my life. But let's hope for a good start to the season. We've had actually pre-season games where we've won, so that's the first time in this series we've won a pre-season game, remarkably, really. But here we go, boys. 20 minutes gone, nothing's happened as of yet, and we'll bring you back when something does. I should have said, if something does, because we are at half-time and nothing has happened yet. Not one bloody highlight. We've had 4 shots, they've had 2. So by the looks of it, I mean, how's Morelos doing? A 6.5. So my plan of getting the ball up to him hasn't really seemed to work. We do have Eric Riera there, though. I know that Sinisterra maybe would have been the better choice to go for. But when I see these youngsters, I'm just like, oh, if I start playing them now, the quicker I play them, the better they get. Faster. That's my understanding. Here we go. Baeza with a free kick to Bravka with the save. Very ambitious free kick there. Baeza to take again. I have changed the corners now, so we do have players around. Dubravka with another save. Here we go, though. Proper highlight, though. John Joe Shelby over the top. Kelvin, well done. Jerry. Back to Van Bournemouth. Starting off again. There's Brahima. Finding a little bit of space. Salin. To Baeza. Lovely. Lovely ball by Armenia there. Baeza's got a man there. Eter's there if he needs him. He doesn't, though. Back to Salin. This is nice. Patient build-up. Brahima. He's found Kelvin. The complete wing-back. Has he been brought down? We're going to VAR, folks. I mean, it didn't look like a foul. It just looked like it was a corner. The referee is reviewing the incident. Surely. It's not a penalty. I've never seen that. I've never seen them not give one. Unbelievable. Baeza's going to take the corner. It's probably a wasted corner now. I mean, he heads it at Dubravka. Gutted. Right, a couple of changes then. I'm going to bring on Sinistera in this role. And we're going to take off both the youngsters, to be fair. Hans Salin and Eric Riera. Salin, the only reason why I'm taking him off, he's having an okay game, but he's got a yellow card. And in that centre midfield on defence role. Don't want to risk it too much. So, the debut of Jalo Didinov. Yeah, he is the Uzbekistani man that I did a video for on FM Scout, who won the Champions League with Benfica. If you haven't seen that video, make sure you go watch it. Absolutely outstanding. We picked him up for £725 a couple of seasons ago, in the first season. Hasn't played a game for us. He's just been developing nicely in the reserves. So, can he do something here? He's got quite good attributes now. And I'm actually quite looking forward to seeing what he develops like. I think he'd be a good squad player here. Brahima Uetara's got a point to prove because I've dropped him completely. Oh my God, Jerry. Jerry, he's cost us. He's bloody cost us. And I'll tell you what. I questioned whether to play him just for the simple reason, right, that in training he has been the worst player ever since he put in a transfer request. The professionalism of this man is dreadful. And now he's costing us games. Pedro Mendes has had a gift of a goal there. That is absolutely appalling. Jerry with a 6.3. We need to change stuff around now. Right, let's put Baez up a little bit further. And we need to put striker on. I think we need to put a striker on. Let's take off Uetara, who is quite struggling, to be honest. We'll put on Banis, who can play up front quite nicely. And shall we go with an advanced forward and a pressing forward? An attacking formation now. Let's really put them to the sword. 2 inside forwards on attack. Centre defensive midfielder. We're going all out now, boys. We need a goal early on. This is not good. We're predicted to finish top and they're embarrassing me. And to be honest, I don't just need this for the transfer window. I need this for the season itself. Maybe this is probably the best gift that Thanos could have given me. Sinistera finds Kelvin to Lukonga. Dubravka has made another save. 9 saves he's made so far. People question his ability on Football Manager compared to real life. He's living up to it here. 10 saves so far to Dubravka. And PSV are also 3-1 up. This is disappointing. The highlight does continue though. Jerry. Nice to Kelvin. It's better, Jerry. Thank you. Kelvin. Don't... Oh, God. Really? Oh, Lukonga. What a man. Let's all do Lukonga. All the way, son. Or shouldn't have shot. Shouldn't have shot. Well, viewers, we've got to go for it now. I've made us go very attacking. I've changed the instructions as well to push forward as much as we possibly can. Go very direct. There's Kelvin to Jerry. Last chance saloon, really. Well, we got 5 minutes, but still, you know what I mean. Baeza. Sinistera. He's found Morelos. That's got to be a penalty. That is disgusting. Lascelles should be sent for that. It is a penalty. Morelos is going to take it. Come on, Morelos. Alfredo. Bang! Get in there. 1-1. And I love that. Look at that. The group of players go around to celebrate. A couple of them didn't. But Morelos. Team bonding. That's what I like to see. Scores the goal. And there's still time to get a winner. Maybe I should go back to standard. But I feel like we have the momentum. We're not going to capitalise on that though. It is full time. A point rescued. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that, viewers. I'll take that. I think that's... On the grand scheme of things, it's not too bad. So before we go, we'll just have a look at the results from the first game of the season across the league. Rennes there drawing, so they also got a draw. Sheffield United a 2-1 victory. Augsburg, how did they do? They were also favourites. They also got a 1-1 draw. A lot of draws here. Shakhtar Donetsk are top. No one really seems to get a clinch onto this. They only won 4-2, so a goal difference is 2. A very conservative first game of the season here, folks. So with that being said then, viewers, thank you very much for watching the start of Season 3. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know down in the comments what you think of the signings that we made, albeit there are only really some youngsters and a right back, I know that. But we do have £15 million left in the transfer budget. I don't quite know what I want to do with it yet, whether I want to save it for January transfer window and see what more is available or what comes up on the transfer list. I'm not quite sure yet, and I don't really know what position to strengthen just yet either. But if you can smash a like button, that would be absolutely fantastic. Hit that subscribe as well. Why not? Because we have plenty more coming your way from the World ROTTERDAMINATION series and maybe more. My name is Meg Luke. I'll see you in a couple of days for the next one. Bye-bye. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, I have picked another one for you just down below. And if you want to support the channel anymore, then there is a Patreon there, which you can sponsor a player. Why not? Treat yourself.